Hello and welcome to Sports Tavern Talk. I'm your host, Elijah Yola. Today we are going over the AFC's final division, the AFC West Division, which hosts the Denver Broncos, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Las Vegas Raiders. We are starting off with the division champion Denver Broncos, who won their title for the first time since 2015, which marked their Super Bowl campaign and Peyton Manning's final career game. It's been a long time coming, but Bo Nix has finally come to be as a true franchise quarterback for the Broncos fan base and took his team all the way to the AFC Championship game. While the results weren't what they expected, this was definitely a great season for the Broncos, and they could only build upon that for any further. And the best thing about it, they got a limited number of free agents and a good number of draft picks that they can use to get better. So let's go ahead and see what the Broncos did in free agency for their roster. Looking back at the Broncos free agency market, they were able to re-sign some of their key players back to the roster despite the limited number of free agents. On the offensive side, they brought in running back J.K. Dobbins, LeJordan Humphrey, and Adam Trautman, who all re-signed back on multi-year contracts. The same goes for the defense in both linebackers Alex Singleton and Justice Renard, who both had good years to stay on Denver's defense. Linebacker Drake Greenlaw did lead the team to head back to play for the San Francisco 49ers. But there was one thing that the Broncos did, and it was a huge move to improve their offense. In a trade with Miami, they traded for wide receiver Jalen Waddle and a 4th round pick this year in exchange for their 1st round pick, 3rd round pick, and 4th round pick, all from this year. This was a massive trade for the Broncos as they get another superstar receiver to help bring another offensive firepower weapon for Bo Nix to look to alongside Courtland Sutton. Trading for Jalen Waddle was a big swing, and it was a home run for adding this kind of player to this Broncos offense that would help Bo Nix and Sean Payton open the playbook even more. Though it may sting that they have to give up 3 draft picks, including their 1st rounder, I still take this as a win for the Broncos, because they're already a good team and they don't need a 1st round pick to improve that even further. But for now, let's take a look at the mock draft that I have set up for the Denver Broncos coming into this Thursday night. In this mock draft for the Broncos, they would have 8 picks, and they will start in the 2nd round at pick 62, drafting Max Clare, the tight end from Ohio State, to be a tight end number 2 to play behind Adam Trautman. It was a weak position last year, but with a player like this, they can certainly bring that position back to life. And then in the 4th round with 3 selections, they would draft an offensive lineman in Brian Parker II, Tyreek Sapp, a defensive lineman from Florida, and Dominique Jackson, which is a cornerback from Alabama. And as for the later rounds, they would find another linebacker in Aiden Fisher, a running back in Eli Heritage, Logan Fano, the edge from Utah, and a safety from Iowa, Xavier Nwamka, to be Mr. Irrelevant. The draft can go a lot of ways in Denver's favor, but the way I have it, it's a BPA draft pick while addressing some necessary concerns. Max Clare being selected will be a preliminary tight end number 2 to play behind Trautman, and Tyreek Sapp can be a rotational defensive lineman. The same thing goes for Brian Parker II. But drafting 2 defensive backs could help the Denver Broncos get even more healthier and have better rotation depth in that already strong secondary. But let's talk about a couple of their players, and I'm going to start off with the Ohio State tight end. Max Clare being a 6'4", 246-pound tight end, he is a preliminary tight end 1 that brings explosive athleticism and good hands for the tight end group. He is by far the best route running tight end in the draft, has a natural feel for separating from coverage, and makes good choices with his routes. He also excels against zone coverage, wins in the short passing game, and overall athleticism gives him to create windows. This will be a great selection for the Denver Broncos to become the tight end number 2 option, especially for Bo Nix finding a safety option over the middle of the field if both newly acquired Jalen Waddle and Courtland Sutton were covered downfield. As for the other prospect, be Aiden Fisher, the inside linebacker out of Indiana. As a 6'1", 232-pound prospect, he is a late blooming linebacker that can make plays all over the field. He shows a lot of developmental traits with speed, coverage, athleticism, versatility, a high motor, and a huge effort. Listen to this. In 3 seasons in Indiana, he has tallied 320 tackles, 21 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks, and 3 career interceptions. In just 3 seasons, that's a lot of playmaking ability for sure, and a guy that can go all over the field. Though he might have to play behind both Singleton and Strenad, he'll definitely get his chance to be a starting player on that Denver defense, and he might be a huge special teams player if he does go there as well. The Denver Broncos don't have to worry about what they need to do in this draft. They'll find a way to make the right choice for the positions they need to address and be prepared for the next year. My expectation for the Denver Broncos is that they go back-to-back division champs and make it again to the playoffs. Whether or not they can make it the push all the way back to the AFC Conference game is on them. But I strongly believe that Denver is a true contender in the AFC Conference and has emerged the top favorite to make it to the Super Bowl. That's all the time for today. Thank you so much for watching Sports Tavern Talk. Please make sure to leave a like and comment on the video with your thoughts. And make sure to follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and on X. And keep an eye out for your team's final mock draft coming up soon before the draft. And as always, I will see you next time.